Hello, welcome once again to the channel here on this very chilly day in the UK. So straight on with the video. DJI 1.7.4 is now available on the DJI RC. That's been released today on a latest firmware and one or two interesting features that come along with it. So let's get straight into the video and have a look what it's all about. So there we go then, remote controller firmware 01010450. Latest firmware update. As you can see here, optimizers, the flight recorder, and the usual fix some minor bugs. We see a lot of that. Now there's been one or two talks and comments in forums that I've read that this is a firmware update for the remote ID, which is coming into the US, but I don't believe that that's the case. You'll see in the next screenshot. So you can see here in this screenshot, DJI collects the following information to ensure normal use of related functions. So it's asking you mobile device GPS, device GPS info, DJI device hardware info, DJI device approximate location info, and these are all sliders that you can turn off and on. So if that was the case for remote ID, you wouldn't have that option. Let me know down in the comments to see what your reaction is to this. This next screen is just about the DJI product improvement project, and all that's asking is if you'd like to join it. And you can see here you have the two options, whether you join or not. So having a quick look in the menus, you can see the app version 1.7.4. which is good news. This has been a long, drawn-out process. So I'm not going to spend too much time just having a quick look through the menus, but as you can see, nothing's changed. I did show this in the last video on the 1.7.4 update, and everything is exactly the same. So let's get straight out and give it a quick flight test and see if there's any difference in the flights. So here we are then. On the flight, I've speeded some of the sections up of this flight so not to bore you to death, but as you can see, I'm on one of my favourite locations for doing these test flights, side of the motorway, not taking it too far out, 300 or 400 metres, signal's rock solid. I must say that this new Fly at 1.7.4, it does seem to fly extremely well. Just checking on the maps and the compass, that looks absolutely spot on. Just turning the drone around, you can see that that's coming into view where we've took off. Just checking the orientation from portrait to landscape mode. Doing a little bit of a test with the portrait mode. That seems to be working fine. Back into video mode. Just checking the gimbal. As you can see, everything's working there. No problems whatsoever. Quick photograph. So quick check on the focus track modes. Let's check spotlight. That's tracking fine. Like I say, I have speeded some of these footage up, and not to bore you to death, but I did want to do a bit of a comprehensive test on this 1.7.4 with the latest firmware for the DJI RC. It's been long overdue, and we're actually now in line with all the rest of them. So it's looking pretty good to me. I'm just going to fly back and do a quick shot, give that a go, make sure that that's working fine. Yep, as you can see, no problems there whatsoever. And then there's always the one which is one of my favourite shots, is the backward reveal. Let's flip back into video mode. You can do some really nice shots with this one. But all in all, I think it flies really well. It's nice and smooth. Can't see any issues with it anywhere. We looked earlier in the menus, there's nothing new. So yep, as far as I'm concerned, go out and download it, get it up to date. So there we go, that's the flight test done. You saw in the menus, nothing's changed other than that first screen that popped up on the firmware update, asking you if you wanted to select those options. So quite an interesting one really. I think it's alright, I think it's safe to download. Entirely up to you guys. I've flown with 1.7.4 on the iPhone and not found a problem, as you saw in the last video that I did. So there we go. If you got something out of the video, give it the thumbs up. And if you're new around here, don't forget to ding the dong and all the rest of it that goes with it, and hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.